Meantime, we should move this conversation to Washington, D.C., where so much of the policy action is. President Trump yesterday announcing he has extended the national social distancing guidelines. He's moved it now to April 30th. And Eamon Javers joins us with more on that decision and everything else that's happened over the past 48 hours. Eamon.
Yeah, that's right, Andrew, and partly because of the statistics and some of the names that you're citing just now. That's why the president said he's moving off of this idea that he had last week of reopening the country by April 12th around Easter time, and now saying that the social distancing guidelines are going to have to stay in place until the end of the month. He said he hopes now that the United States can be back to something like normal by June 1st. Here's how the president explained his decision in the Rose Garden yesterday.
The peak, the highest point of death rates, remember this, is likely to hit in 2 weeks. Nothing would be worse than declaring victory before the victory is won. That would be the greatest loss of all. Therefore, the next 2 weeks and during this period, it's very important that everyone strongly follow the guidelines.
So the president also suggested that at this point, a best-case scenario, guys, is something between 100 and 200,000 deaths in the United States. Obviously, we're nowhere near that number, so it looks like the number of fatalities, at least in the way the president's expecting it, is going to increase dramatically here over the next couple of weeks. The president spent the weekend considering this idea of a quarantine of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. It wasn't ever clear how that could possibly work, what the legal ramifications of it or legal underpinnings of it would be. In the end, he backed off the idea and suggested that he just wanted to issue a travel warning, so no quarantine for the tri-state area in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut over the weekend, guys. And we'll pay attention to what's happening over at the White House all during the course of the day today.
And Eamon, if you could weigh in on the other big debate, which is allowing or not allowing New Yorkers or people from the tri-state out of the tri-state. Obviously, there's been this battle fight taking place with the governor of Rhode Island and the governor of New York.
Yeah, look, you're seeing this very territorial squabbling now between these governors and squabbling between the governors and the president of the United States, who's been insisting that many of them are asking for things that they don't need and are ungrateful for the things that they are getting from the federal government. And I think it's just defensiveness on the part of political leaders who are trying to do everything they can to protect the area that they're responsible for. But boy, I mean, when you talk about locking down New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, Andrew, I mean, how would you even practically make that happen? Are you going to shut down I-95? Are you going to close the ports and bridges? You know, Penn Station has to be shuttered. I mean, all of those things are incredibly difficult to do in a free society in the United States, and there's no real practical way to
I have New York City plates, Eamon. I have New York City plates on my car, but if I was in Rhode Island, it sounds like they would pull me over with those plates on my car.
They might, and don't try to come down here to Maryland. But look, I mean, that's where we are. I mean, people are really scared, and they're seeing what's happening here.